Alright everybody, we just got done waiting a long ass 2 weeks for the new One Piece chapter, and now the new One Piece chapter is out, and Oda just served us up again a nice delicious chapter for all of us to enjoy. It's titled I've Been Looking For You. And yes indeed, the people that have been looking for something or someone have found what they have been looking for, but we the viewers are left with nothing but questions that we cannot find answers for at all. So let's talk about it. For starters, let's start with this weird ass cover page. It's a reader request by Arinko. It's Beppo feels awkward after seeing Law napping with a snow leopard. But I wouldn't say that Beppo feels awkward. I say the dude feels rather murderous because the homie is holding a baseball bat with the Heart Pirates logo on it, so that's neat. But he put a funnel inside of the snow leopard's mouth, and he's holding a tea kettle that appears to have some steaming hot liquid inside of it, and Beppo appears to be about ready to pour it down that funnel, leading all that hot liquid indirectly to the snow leopard's mouth. That can't be good at all, and it's kind of rather sadistic if you ask me, because like Beppo, if you're gonna beat the shit out of the snow leopard, just use the bat and beat the shit out of him as soon as you see him. Why do you have to, pour hot water down a leopard's mouth first? Well, you don't have to torture the thing, Beppo. You have the strength to fight this thing, okay? You're going too far. But I'm reading too much into this cover page. Now let's get into the meat of the chapter. In the last chapter we left off, the giant pirates have arrived to come save the Straw Hat Pirates. Well, actually they came because they know that the sun god Nika is here. So not only did they come to help the Straw Hat Pirates, but they came to help the god that they all pray to. We get new title cards for Dory and Bragi, the red ogre and the blue ogre, and also some more old friends being Oimo and Kashi. Something I also didn't realize here is that not all the Straw Hats know all of these giants. We've only got title cards for 4 of them. Those are the ones that we already know, but 2 of them that all the Straw Hats definitely don't know are Dory and Bragi. Last time we saw these guys are all the way back in the Little Garden arc, where the following Straw Hat members were not a part of the crew, being Frankie, Chopper, Robin, and Brooke, and also Jinbei. So they have no memory of these guys whatsoever. It's kind of crazy how close Chopper was to meeting them, because he was literally the next island that these guys went to. Maybe the Straw Hats told them stories about the giants, but probably not. They don't really like to talk about the past for some reason. Oimo and Kashi, though, I believe all the Straw Hats know these guys. Usopp definitely does. I believe also Chopper does too, but I don't know about the rest of the Straw Hats. But nonetheless, the giants are here and they are just wrecking shit, and Usopp could do nothing but cry about it. His masters Dory and Bragi are here, and so are his old friends Oimo and Kashi, all the way back from Water 7. Usopp hasn't really been relevant in a very long time. It's been probably about 200 chapters since Usopp truly has done anything worthwhile in the manga or the anime at all. So hopefully with these chapters clearly leading into the Elbaf arc, Usopp starts pulling some serious moves here, okay? We need this boy to do something. Anything at all, please. But yeah, speaking of the giant pirates, these are the most giant pirates we have seen ever, and they are just wrecking the Marine fleet. Like, the Marines point out that over 30 of the warships have been completely destroyed since their arrival. So that's 30 out of 100 ships that they brought completely destroyed, if not more, because the Mark III pacifistas are also still shooting at stuff on the other side of the Egghead Island. So that's 30% being decimated by the giant pirates, and probably another maybe 20% being wrecked by the pacifistas on the opposite side of the island. So let's just say the Marines are just absolutely getting wrecked and nobody's having a good day at all. And also, I've noticed that this specific giant pirate has this strange tattoo on his shoulder. It looks like a sun tattoo. Maybe it could be something signifying that, some of these giants were once enslaved by celestial dragons, and then they rebranded their brandings to look like suns in worship of the sun god Nika. Probably not, but I felt like Oda put that there for us to specifically point out and have some sort of reference to later on. It's not like giants have never been slaves at all to the celestial dragons. They definitely have had giant slaves, and they even got giants inside of the Marines themselves. Now I know that not all giants are from Elbaf, so I could be wrong, but just something to point out. Moving forward, we got Brooke over here cracking jokes yet again. him and Lilith are still getting the Sunny off of Egghead, going down a nice ice slide. But they point out the fact that, they need to get the ship to stop, because if they don't, they're going to crash right into the Egghead Fabrio Stratum and completely explode. Brook, of course, cannot take this situation seriously at all. Being a skeleton with no brain, he's just having tea and enjoying himself, while Lilith is being completely rational and coming up with some idea that we don't know about to get the ship to stop. We then later see Jinbei hurrying over to get Zoro out of this fight with Lucci, because we're all in a hurry to get off of this island, and Zoro is kind of wasting everybody's time with this fight with Lucci. Granted, Zoro really didn't have a choice to get into the fight with Lucci, because, he kind of went jumping out of a window trying to stop him to further attack anybody else inside of the lab. Like, when Lucci even started the fight with Zoro, he first gave Stussy a nice finger pistol to the gut, wrecking her insides. Which also still, where the hell is Stussy at? Is she okay? Is she dead? We don't know. I sure hope she isn't dead. If anything, I hope she comes out of nowhere and puts somebody to sleep, helping somebody somewhere, something. What happened to Stussy? We have not gotten back to her since Sanji put the bubble around Kaku and she got finger blasted into the gut. I'm really worried about this girl. Nonetheless, for the first time in a very long time now, I believe it's been about 15 chapters, we see Zoro and Lucci fighting. Doesn't appear that Zoro's taking this fight very seriously, because of the fact that he doesn't have his bandana on and he's not using 3 swords, and we don't see like Conqueror's haki exuding from him in any way, shape, or form. We do get a little bit of a little clash, like striking electricity thingies here on the screen, but I don't think that is haki or anything. Lucci isn't his awakened zone form, but like, come on, bro, he is fighting Zoro, okay? You better be fighting this man in awakened form. And furthermore, Lucci is just talking all kinds of shit, saying Zoro's just dead weight and he's gonna end up killing him. But it's like, Lucci, just stop it, all right? You already got put in your place by Luffy. I don't know why you think you can fuck with any of these like higher ups of the Straw Hat crew. Like, seriously. And Zoro even points out this himself, like saying, do you really think you're in control of this fight, Lucci? When Zoro says that, he's sweating and has like, the shading around his eyes showing that, he's exuding himself a little bit here, but like, Zoro is definitely not at his 100% in this fight right now. Granted, though, something to think about is before this fight even happened, Zoro was in a whole bunch of fights with the Seraphins, and those guys are nothing soft to deal with, okay? Lucci, Zoro, Kaku, and Luffy were all struggling against 2 Seraphim, S-Hawk and S-Bear. They could not put these guys down for shit, and they were exuding a whole bunch of energy. And then we had the whole time skip not showing us what happened between them and all the Seraphims. We don't know how much energy Zoro has wasted during these past 2 days on the island. So really, Zoro might just not have the energy to muster up right now to give a better fight between Lucci. But hey, no bandana, and we've seen Zoro in way worse situations. If this fight was super serious where he needed to give 100% of whatever he has, he would have that bandana on, and that's just what I'm going with right now. Now that's enough of the number 2. Let's get into what's going on to the number 3 of the Straw Hat crew, being Sanji. Sanji, my boy. He's here to protect Bonnie-chan and Kuma-san and Atlas and the soon-to-be corpse on the ground Vegapunk. This man blocked a kick from Kizaru and had Kizaru absolutely shook. Oh, I love to see it so much because Sanji is my favorite Straw Hat on the entire crew. He's my favorite One Piece character, and Sanji's been doing nothing but shining lately in the Wano arc and now in Egghead. Well, he's been shining the entire time in Egghead, okay? Sanji has not missed a single beat with peak moments of fiction, okay? And the whole boys swirly eyebrows flipped around. So we know Sanji's taking everything 100% serious right now, and he lit a cigarette. So somebody's gonna end up dying in this situation, or catching one good ass whooping, and that just might be Kizaru. Okay, like look at this man's face, and all he did was block a laser beam. Okay, Luffy literally ate one of those bitches, and his face didn't change up at all. Sanji is standing on business right now, and it's not looking good for St. J. Garcia Saturn or Kizaru. Luffy is also standing on business too, and he's ready to put on a show for everybody. But first, before our show starts, him and Bonnie have a little conversation here where Bonnie just outright tells him, like, hey, you're the sun god Nika. I've been looking for you ever since my dad has talked about you. And of course, Luffy just brushed that off like, Nika, who's that? No, man, I'm Monkey D. Luffy. Don't ever call me that again. Of course, he didn't say that, but like, that's pretty much what I got out of this conversation. He could care less about what the hell a Nika is. He's more concerned about that weak ass punch Bonnie threw at St. J. Garcia Saturn. He's like, what was that? It didn't do anything to him at all. So Bonnie's response to him saying that is, how about you show me how to do it the right way then? And Luffy sure does show her the right way to throw them rubbery punches. Luffy serves up a booming dawn Gatling to St. J. Garcia Saturn and sends him completely flying. St. J is just getting worked by pretty much everybody. Okay, let's go through everybody that has put hands on St. J. Garcia Saturn. This has to be, he is actually, yeah, St. J. Garcia Saturn has gotten hit way more than any more Celestial Dragon has in the entirety of the One Piece series. Okay, and remember when that used to be a big deal? Beforehand, the record holder of Celestial Dragon to be hit the most was St. Charlos. Okay, he got punched in the face by Luffy, and then he got hit by Don Quixote Miosguard. Miosguard is dead, okay? About 5 people have hit St. J. Garcia Saturn. Luffy just hit his ass probably like 100 times. But the first person to lay paws on him was Kuma, and then later it was Frankie, and then Sanji put his foot on him, and then friggin' now Luffy's here whooping on his ass, okay? That's 4 people that have laid hands on one of the highest authorities in all of the world government. You used to get Buster Call for just touching a Celestial Dragon one time. Okay, they should really call in the entire world government military force at this point, just for this situation. But no, it won't matter anyways. They can't. They tried. But sadly, after Luffy knocks St. J. Garcia Saturn away, all the ass whooping ends, and then we get into the mysterious part of this chapter. And I'm kind of confused by this, but hey, it reveals something we've all been wondering for a long time, and that is who was on the Blackbeard ship that was just drifting off the coast of the island for the longest amount of time. We knew that Katarina Devon was going to be on that ship, but the second person everybody thought it was going to be was Lafitte, and I was really hoping it was going to be Lafitte, but nope, it was Van Augur, which was another person I speculated it could be too, because it was warp powers, and also all the stuff that happened with Blackbeard, fighting Boa Hancock and also fighting against Law, that all happened a day prior to the Straw Hats even getting into this big old kerfuffle on Egghead Island. Okay, that all happened a day prior, so they had plenty of time to get to Egghead. So Van Augur and Katarina Devon had plenty of time to get to Egghead. And one of my theories was correct though, and that is that these guys did not want no smoke at all on this island. None at all. The only reason they came here apparently was to steal the appearance of somebody, and the appearance they stole was none other than St. J. Garcia Saturn's very appearance. And that's why I said this whole situation is weird, because St. J. Garcia Saturn is just completely calm about this. Katarina Devon, if I'm guessing right, she just stole his image by tapping him as soon as she saw him, and it's all like somber and quiet, like they just have a casual conversation with them. And then in this conversation, St. J. Garcia Saturn drops on some nice lore to us, being that Teach's lineage is somehow special. I'm, of course, thinking the same thing everybody else is thinking. He's related to Roxy Zebek in some type of way. I don't think he's his son. Realistically, though, it's most likely that Marshall D. Teach is Roxy Zebek's son, or his grandson, or maybe his uncle, or his brother of some sort of relation. Because what about his lineage is super off to St. J. Garcia Saturn? It can't be like a special race, because if that was the case, we would have heard about it. Maybe he's a part of the Buccaneer race, though, like some super far descendant down the line, probably, but more likely be related to Rox Dieselbeck and all the trouble that his family has caused throughout the centuries and time. Who knows? But yeah, nonetheless, Katarina, Davon, and Van Arger came here to have no smoke whatsoever with this whole situation. They're simply here to copy the appearance of certain figures that are here. Maybe their original mission was to copy Luffy's appearance, but they ended up getting lucky by catching St. J. Garcia's Saturn. And St. J. Garcia's Saturn was apparently good enough, because after that they leave. But not before a certain someone also makes an appearance after not seeing them in forever, and that is Caribou. And all Caribou is doing here is begging to join the Blackbeard Pirates. Kind of weird to me that he's doing this, but apparently he's a huge fan of Blackbeard, and there's nobody else that he's ever wished to be with ever in his life more than him. And yeah, they might let him join, they might not. Caribou has a record of getting his ass whooped by random people all the time, so they might whoop his ass and then leave him be. But Caribou has a lot of information here. Some of the worst information that he has is the whereabouts of two ancient weapons, the first one being Poseidon and the second one being Pluton. Poseidon is the scariest one because Shirahoshi is in Fishman Island that is completely unprotected right now, especially after the death of Big Mom. The people in Fishman Island are not strong enough to handle anything the Blackbeard Pirates can serve up. And Wano's a little bit stronger, but I think Blackbeard can completely wreck all the scabbards, including Yamato on that island. And then from that point on, it's just getting Sukiyaki to, like, give up all the information about Pluton, which he probably might do. He'd probably rather die than tell him how to unleash Pluton. Everybody can get wrecked by the Blackbeard Pirates. So if Caribou joins his crew and gives him all that intel, it's not looking too good for Wano and Fishman Island. Oh boy. But yeah, nonetheless, that's everything in chapter 1107 that's actually worth talking about. Tell me what you think about this chapter below. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thank you.